We're back after a week off. You know, I had to work Mario last week.
That's always nice.
That was a great time. Yeah, I think it made 130 million in the U.S., 360 global, so it'll hit $1 billion here shortly globally. But yeah, in the meantime, not a whole lot of Steelers stuff has gone down, but some has gone down. Kind of stuff with top 30 visits. OTAs began yesterday. Big surprise, you know.
Finally.
That could be, you know, once those are over, maybe Rodgers will sign. So we'll see what goes on with that.
That just gets me thinking, but I know we'll get there too a little bit, but Rodgers needs a deadline, and I think the deadline needs to be now, before the draft, so we can actually,
Supposedly that's what the word is via the owner or the owners meeting out in Arizona. They were saying, "Oh, we expect to know by the draft," or like inklings were saying that's what the timeline they expect on that. I don't know if that'll happen. I think he's gonna be back. I don't really care this year.
Yeah,
he's just gonna be back. Whatever.
I don't like having to wait that long. That's
he's
my
not,
thing.
Whatever. At this point, just expect him to be back. They traded for Pittman. They're putting pieces together to, make a final push. I'd say they're probably in that window right now. I don't think Rodgers is. He could be KO, but I don't know if we got the right pieces from the V. So we'll see what transpires here in the next coming months, particularly the regular season. But yeah, the top 30 visits, some of them are in my top quarterback lists here. Here's some of the local visits. Tight end out of Penn State, Khalil Dinkins. No clue who that is.
Me neither, but hey, Penn State tight ends seem to be pretty decent.
You got Kyle. Is it Kyle Louis or Kyle Lewis?
I think it's Kyle Louis.
Kyle Louis out of Pitt. Good cover linebacker. They surely need one of those, I'll tell you that. So.
He kind of stunk it up at his pro day or something I saw, but I think he'll be fine. He had a really good play in the backyard brawl against WVU.
Now, I'm kind of curious. This linebacker to Louisiana, the Raging Cajuns, Jaden Duggar, is a local visit.
Related to Kyle Duggar in any
is he?
In any way?
I don't know. But I don't know why Jaden Duggar would be a local visit unless he's from around here.
I have no idea. Did he go to high school around here?
Penn Hills, local visit.
Okay. Penn Hills turning out some more talent. I swear, that part of Pittsburgh always produces talent. Penn Hills, Gateway, that whole... Brisker went to Gateway.
Yeah, didn't Aaron Donald go to Penn?
He went to Penn Hills, yep. I think there's someone else went to Central Catholic who's in the league. I forget who it is.
I mean, there's Jordan Whitehead. He went to Central Valley. That's Beaver County.
Yeah.
A couple guys from Quip. I don't know if they're anything big, but
JPJ went to, I think, North
Allegheny. Mm-hmm. Let's see what we got. A little slight tangent. From Western PA. Malik Hooker. He's from Newcastle.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Played for the Cowboys. Justin Watson. That doesn't sound right. But pretty sure Sky Moore, that Chiefs receiver.
Yeah. Was he the one from Central Catholic?
He's from Shady Side. I'm pretty sure. Yep, Shady Side. That's where Tomlin's kids went to school. Mike McGlinchey. I don't know if he's from around here, but I feel like some of these answers they're giving me are pretty bad. Born in PA, that don't matter. Yeah. DeMar Hamlin, he went to Central Catholic. That's the one you're thinking about.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
Hey,
get that extension.
I know this is, way back in the day, but good old Joe Namath is from Beaver Falls.
I do know that.
I think
Ty Law, Darrell Revis.
They all went to Quip, yeah.
Yeah, those are the throwbacks. No one too big as of recent. Who knows? That prospect out of Navy.
D tackle?
No, running back, receiver. Heidenreich, Eli Heidenreich. He went to Mount Lebanon. But he's getting some buzz.
There's another.
I keep seeing mock drafts of the Steelers taking him. I'm pretty sure that's probably just because he's around here.
The Steelers love those storylines. Yeah. Man. I don't know what it is with the storylines, but they love to create them.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, back to some of these top 30 visits. I'm curious whenever they'll run out. There'll probably be a couple more. But some of the notable ones I'll go through. Carson Beck, Miami QB. I think McCarthy might like him.
And you know what? That really scares me. But we'll get into why later.
We'll talk about these quarterbacks later, but we'll list off these guys here. Cole Payton, North Dakota State quarterback.
I just don't know much about that guy.
Taylon Green, Arkansas QB. He's just an athlete.
Dude's got some wheels.
Denzel Boston, Washington receiver. Jeremy Bernard, Bama receiver. I like him. Skylar Bell, another good receiver out of UConn. Now we got some possible O-line draft picks. These are kind of day 3, day 2 kind of guys.
Logan Jones, is Logan Jones on there?
I don't see him right now.
Oh, man.
Markel Bell, the 6'9" left tackle out of Miami. Kalen Rutledge, Georgia Tech guard. I could see that as a 2nd or 3rd round pick. Slide him right in there. Anyone notable here on the D-line? Darrell Jackson Jr., Florida State nose tackle.
Okay.
Jacob Rodriguez.
That's who I'm hoping for.
I know you like that.
That's who I'm hoping for, especially since we have that Texas Tech linebacker coach. I think that would be perfect.
Harold Perkins. I remember him having buzz like a while ago, but he hasn't really done anything. Harold Perkins. I remember him in the Madden draft classes. He'd always be like a top pick.
Oh, gotcha.
But I don't think he's done anything.
Speaking of that, I made an amazing rebuild of the Raiders with Fernando Mendoza at the helm, but that's besides the point.
Mm-hmm. Got some corners. The only notable one that I know of is Chris Johnson out of San Diego State. I've heard some good things about him. Possible day 2 selection. I don't think they'll take a corner that early. And then a pro day dinner. Zachariah Branch, the little shifty receiver out of Georgia. That's all we got for the top 30 visits right now. We'll see if they bring anyone else in or if they bring in like Drew Aller or something. I'm assuming some more quarterbacks, probably some more receivers.
I would like to see Drew Aller, honestly. I would like to see him come in for a visit, see what he can do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure McCarthy would like him. He has a similar build to Will Howard, who he also likes. So I don't know. We'll see.
Probably a better arm too. Mechanics is what it comes down to, inevitably. But we'll get into that here, honestly, right now. So we'll go back and forth. We have our top 10 QBs in the class. Obviously, the further down we go, the less we're going to know about them.
Yeah.
But I do know some things about some of these deeper guys. So we're going to go back and forth. My one, his one, blah, 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 2-2, 3-3. Now, obviously, the first one's probably going to be Fernando Mendoza.
No, it was Diego Pavia.
Yeah. dude's not even on my list, man. No way. Diego Pavia. Goodness.
My number one's Mendoza, obviously. I think he has a pretty good frame for a quarterback. He's solid. From what I did read, he was pretty good in the red zone at Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I think he has just good intangibles for a quarterback.
Heisman QB.
Exactly. Pretty good intangibles for a quarterback. And another really good thing that I also saw is that he was good with the RPO. But
that's what their system pretty much was.
Some people did think that his reliance on RPO could be a little bit of a downfall, so that'd kind of be interesting to see.
Yeah, that's my main negative note on him. Said smart, good mechanics. His feet get a little spooky sometimes. Definitely a good enough arm for the NFL. Yeah. And the main downside I said of him is he relies on those RPO systems. That's kind of what Indiana ran. And, NFL is not a college RPO system. So there's definitely going to be some time to sink into the NFL. But, they just signed Kirk Cochains on that nice deal. So
which is kind of funny. But my only thing with that is I feel like the way the Raiders kind of ran an offense last year, it looked like they had sparks. They had a pretty young offense. But I think with Mendoza, their offense will be significantly better.
Yeah.
Especially if they use Thornton. I love Thornton.
I don't think I'd throw Mendoza in unless you can secure that O-line is functioning. Because you got potentially generational running back draft pick last year, and he didn't even crack 1,000 yards because that O-line was atrocious.
I think the only good person they have on that offensive line is Colton Miller.
That's right. They just signed Linderbaum. There you go.
Good.
Good. Hey, they stole him from the Ravens. That's all right.
Honestly, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Get him out the division.
Well, so said he has 9.5-inch hands. No Kenny Pickett over here. You know what I mean? My hands are actually the same size as Kenny Pickett, and I'm 5'9".
You could be an NFL quarterback.
He's 6'2".
You could be an
he
NFL
ain't no
quarterback.
NFL quarterback, or he's not a starting quarterback.
No.
I see him get in. It's not good either. So I'm not a starting NFL quarterback, and neither is he. Now we're going on to 2. Ty Simpson. Yeah, 6'1", 211, 9 and it was like a 3/8 inch hands. My positives. He's pretty tough. He was playing through injuries last season. Yeah. That's good and bad to hear.
Especially when you want to draft
for
him.
many different levels. He's a pretty smart guy. You know, whenever earlier in the season, his reads were actually pretty good. He was getting through the progressions nicely. His arm's decent enough. I don't think it's the strongest thing, but also not a huge fan of it. And, you know, with the toughness thing, obviously it's nice seeing him play through injuries, but then he's only started for this year. His first game was bad, and then he had like a good 6-game stretch, got injured, and then started crapping the bed.
And I do kind of have a note on that. I also said he was a bit streaky at times.
Yeah.
Like, he would get cold and hot, and then, you know, when he had that hot streak, but
yeah,
that was kind of my negative, I would say, on him. He was just streaky. That's it. The Steelers cannot afford, you know, streaky quarterback play, you know, if they were to draft him. So
yeah, I definitely don't think he's a first-round pick for the Steelers. I think he could be one for the Jets. Unfortunately,
that's disgusting.
He'll be cooked if he goes there, unless he does behind Geno. But that's just a cooked organization. Some other teams that need quarterbacks. Well, we got the Dolphins. They're not the Dolphins.
Pittsburgh.
Is anyone else? Steelers, Jets. Is that it? Oh, Cardinals. I kind of like him going out to Arizona, actually.
That wouldn't be bad.
Sit behind Brisket. They got the new head coach out there. I think it's LaFleur that came from over the Rams.
Yeah. I think those are the only teams that need a quarterback. So, I mean,
yeah,
we may be able to get, you know, somewhat of higher value than we even thought of before. So,
yeah. Not a huge fan of Ty Simpson. My main knock on him is just small frame. Granted, he plays tough, but
yeah. I also have another kind of
I like the big guys.
Negative, though.
What do you got?
He holds on to the ball way too long. I know that was a really big thing with him. He holds on to the ball way too long, and some of those decisions he would make were a little bit shaky. But
yeah,
other than that, I think he's gonna like be a decent quarterback. I mean, time will tell. That's really it with Ty Simpson.
Oh, for sure. I think the best plan of action for this guy is from the sit under somebody. I think, honestly, I don't know how comparable his arm strength is to Matt Stafford, but if I think he ends up out in Los Angeles, I think
the Rams need a quarterback.
Not necessarily, but I think some of these guys, whether it be Ty Simpson, Aller, some of these guys could be interesting to take over there. It just depends if, you know, McVay likes their processing. Now we're at our 3 spot.
So
who you got?
At number 3, I had Garrett Nussmeier. I feel like this was probably an appropriate spot. I feel like he could be a pro-ready running back. Excuse me. He could be a pro-ready quarterback, but there's just a little bit of, you know, things that he has. I don't think he has a good arm. Point blank. Period. Like, by arm I mean power. He doesn't have the power to
velocity.
Take the top off. You know, throw it down the field.
Fit it in the windows. I
think that might be the only thing, but I did read that he was kind of a pocket passer. I feel like if you're a pocket passer, you need to have that arm. So I kind of feel like that's a little drawback, but I do think, you know, he could develop that. So that's why I kind of slotted him at the 3 spot. And
my 3 spot, I got Drew Aller.
Okay.
6'5", 228, almost 10-inch hands, big arm, semi-decent processor. He's got some unpolished mechanics. He's pretty raw. I think he's probably might have some of the best upside of any of the quarterbacks in here just based off of physical intangibles. You know, he played in that bad Penn State offense. And that's why I have him ahead of Nussmeier, is I think just the physicality, the height, weight, arm strength, you know, the potential is greater than Garrett Nussmeier. And Nussmeier's at my 4 spot. You know, I'm at 6'2", 203, 9 1/8 inch hands. I just think he's small.
Yeah.
Small arm. What are you going to do? I mean, he's anticipatory with his throws, gets through reads pretty well, but he couldn't finish last year, has some injury issues, and everybody's just bigger in the NFL. So we'll see how that goes.
But we kind of had the reverse here. At my number 4, I had Drew Aller. And I kind of had most of the same things that you had, but one thing that I thought was a little bit of a drawback was he likes to throw into tight windows. I have noticed that.
Yeah, he's a little arrogant.
There was a few times where I think he threw away a game by making the wrong decision. That's the only thing. I think he needs to get some work on, that kind of decision making. That's really it. Like I feel like he's the perfect kind of build of a quarterback that I think the Steelers need. So if the Steelers were to draft a quarterback this draft, which I think they will, I think it should be Aller. Aller over anybody.
Yeah.
Aller's the number 1.
I will talk about the two that that's later, but I'll talk about the two that I like the most. But yeah,
dude's a Cade Klubnik lover.
Definitely not. No, not even close. At my 5 spot, I got the GOAT, Carson Beck.
Yeah, I have him there as well.
6'5", 233, 10-inch hands. I see why Mike McCarthy likes him. During one of his interviews, he says, he was talking about Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, over 10-inch hands. 10-inch hands, doing some questionable things throughout his college career. Looks like Sid the Sloth. But he's a pocket passer with a pretty decent arm. Not an improviser.
Yeah. He's
a lot of his fallbacks come from broken plays, and he panics and craps the bed.
And I was going to say the exact same thing, but when he's under pressure, he cannot perform.
Yeah.
He cannot perform. And
you ever see those Snapchat messages he was sending these chicks?
Yo, I did see that. I didn't think that was going to be a topic on the podcast today, but
that is one of the drawbacks of it.
Dude,
I put character concerns.
He's going to be pulled up to our review Snapchat and everybody.
Yeah, please no. That might be bad news. But yeah, all I know is he transferred to Miami because his girlfriend was playing basketball there, and then he cheated on her, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. A little bit of questionable things going on there. They also said he's like a horrible person and has no friends. So
you know what?
That's probably postpartum stuff. But yeah, I don't know. He's big, decent arm. He's got a lot of starting time, which is a pro. But I don't know. A lot of people don't talk about the character concerns whenever they're doing the draft stuff.
Yeah,
but I think those are kind of questionable.
And I realized. Sorry, go ahead.
Even though, go ahead.
And I realized
my mind.
Oh, but I had a change of thought.
Yes.
I realized I feel like the only quarterback that I've seen in recent years that have had character issues was probably Shadur.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't want to be that guy.
Dude had MVP votes last year. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was me.
It was me.
No, the thing is, I feel like Shadur kind of I feel like I don't know how to explain it. I just feel like he just got put on like a
display.
What's the word here?
Ego check.
No. I just feel like he had a target on his back just because of his dad. That's kind of how I felt.
I mean, I don't think he's for how egotistical Shadur Sanders is. I don't think his play backs it enough.
Yeah.
Somehow they beat the Steelers. Was that week 17?
To be fair, the Steelers were playing scared. They didn't want Myles Garrett to get
also, Shadur Sanders literally threw the Steelers that game, and they lost anyways. So, good stuff.
Well, yeah, that's what happens when Harold Fannin is catching balls that he shouldn't be able to catch.
Kyle Duggar signed with the Bengals. How about that? He's gone.
The defense. Oh, the Bengals' defense proceeds to get even worse.
Maybe. That goes for Carson Beck. Don't have much else to say. Yeah. I don't want to keep talking about his character concerns. But here, this is one of my more intriguing prospects. I like this guy at number 6, Cole Payton, North Dakota State.
Same. Let me find out we have the same list, Carter.
Yeah, almost. 6'3", 232, 10.25-inch hands. I measured that out. I was doing some research on this guy. I put my hand on there, 8.5-inch, and you go to 10.25.
Yeah.
This dude got some freaking jumbo hands, man.
Dude, he's got them North Dakota hands. Yeah. Here's my thing. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about North Dakota quarterbacks. I mean,
just bad comp.
Yeah, I mean, they might be like one of the better like FCS schools. But here's the thing: the last quarterback who was actually good out of North Dakota State was Carson Wentz, and you know how his career went.
Yeah,
Trey Lance never got a fair shot, and Chris Oludkin is
That's South Dakota State.
Correct.
Yeah. That's okay, though. He didn't play good anyways.
One of the
But Cole Payton, I like his build. Big hands. He's a good athlete. He kind of, in my terms, blew up the combine with how well he did that. And he's got a pretty big arm, at least from some of the things I've seen and read as well. You know, the drawbacks I have on this guy, raw, obviously played not good competition in FCS, but he's also a lefty. I don't know if that's good or bad. That kind of flips an offense.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of lefty quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Like, every time I think of a lefty quarterback, I just think of how bad Tua is.
I'm pretty sure this guy's a better arm than Tua, but,
We'll see.
I kind of like this guy just because I think the value is good. I think he'd go in the 4th or 5th round, and I kind of like that better than taking 1 and 3. I like the speed. I like the size. Dude got some jumbo hands. Playing in North Dakota State, it's probably getting chilly up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe some cold AFC North type of weather. Yeah, that's why I got at my 6th spot.
But for 7 here, I have Taylon Green.
Oh, wow, me too.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this dude was just looking at my phone, I guess. But Taylon Green, I think he's just a natural athlete. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's going to be spectacular.
Future tight end? Possibly.
What? Has there been talk about that?
I mean, he probably is. I mean, I don't know about that, but I don't really know if he's going to pan out to be a quarterback unless he's sitting for 5 years.
But that's my thing. I think he's a good athlete, but as a quarterback, I'm not sure. Like, from what I've seen of him online, it's just I don't think he's pro ready. That's really it. Actually, no, I lied. He's not the most not pro ready guy on this list, but if he I don't know. The rest of this list is I'm looking at the list, it's a little shaky.
And talk about a guy that blew the combine up. 4.36 at 6'6", 227. He had the 43.5-inch vertical. Obviously, he blew off the shoes at the combine of these people. And then I read an article where an NFL assistant GM said he's definitely a guy worth taking a shot on late to try and develop.
You never know, you can kind of get a Brock Purdy story.
Yeah, maybe you throw him out there to, I don't know, some weird sets where you got an athletic quarterback. I honestly see this guy, if he's going to see the field semi-early, it's going to be not a quarterback. So, and it gets to a point where you're going to be too gimmicky if you throw this guy out there. But he's definitely got the tools to do something. Who knows what he does, Now we got our 8th spot. Cade Klubnik.
That's crazy. That's
the same spot.
That's crazy. That is insane.
I have a feeling our 10 slot is going to be different, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think you're going to laugh.
I think 9 is probably going to be the same. But Klubnik, he had hype of being a first-round pick.
Yeah.
Now he's probably going to be in the 5th or 6th round.
You know what? And I'm going to blame the Pittsburgh Pirates on this one. You want to know why?
Because of that pitcher?
Yeah, Bubba Chandler. He was supposed to be Clemson's quarterback.
Oh.
He flipped, signed with the Pirates, and kind of left him in like a weird spot.
But Cade Klubnik played good last year.
He's all right.
And then he was supposed to play better this year to start in the round 1, you know?
The thing is, he was, once again, just like, who else was streaky? Someone was streaky. I think Nussmeier. Cade Klubnik was very streaky in that season last year, and I don't know. I just feel like he kind of regressed a little bit, and it kind of proved that maybe he's not as pro-ready as we thought.
Yeah, he's not big. He's not big. And just in general, Clemson played bad this season. And
surprisingly, I thought Clemson was going to be actually, pretty decent.
Yeah, not so much. They got a couple guys that go round 1, though, at corner and edge and D tackle, something like that. But yeah, Cade Klubnik, I guess you're hoping to get out of him what you saw last season. I don't really think it's going to happen, though.
Yeah,
that's why I have him at 8. I don't have much else to say about Cade Klubnik.
Me neither.
I don't know if there's anything good to say there.
Moving on to number 9 here, I had Sawyer Robinson.
Okay. Not mine.
Okay. I had Sawyer Robinson here. I didn't see too much, but I know he played at Baylor. I know he had a pretty decent season last year, but he's definitely a late round quarterback.
He had some games throwing like five touchdowns.
Yeah, he had a nice little stretch there in the middle of the season where he looked pretty decent, but other than that, he's probably going to be another late-round quarterback option, I don't see the Steelers taking him, but
no,
maybe another team that needs a quarterback.
Then we have Luke Altmaier here.
Oh, I saw him connected with the Steelers earlier.
Yeah. Luke Altmaier out of Illinois. Now, what I read with him, I haven't seen too much on this guy, but he's, I see him with some things on there. Started at Illinois for a couple seasons, leading them to some pretty decent records there. And, got some leadership qualities. I do think he might be the smallest quarterback on this list, I'm not going to lie. Pretty much. At least comparing size and hand size. 6'2", 210, 9-inch hands. Getting close to Kenny Pickett range. But yeah, there's not too much out on Altmaier that I've read. And, we're getting down on the board where I'm not too not too familiar with some of these guys' tapes, but I do like the experience. He's played for a couple seasons there out at Illinois. And, yeah, that's one of the best things you can have coming out of college football is just getting a couple seasons under your belt. Maybe if Ty Simpson played more than one season, he'd actually be a secure first-round pick. I do think he'll go round one. Someone will trade back up. Hopefully it's not the Steelers. But yeah, not much else to say about Altmaier there. And now I'm at the 10 spot. Baron Morton. No, not your guy. Texas Tech QB. Been doing some reading on this guy. I've also seen a couple videos, watched some of the tape. Good release. He's 6'2", 221, 9.5-inch hands.
Yeah.
Good enough size. He got injured this season. QB play at Texas Tech, went down the pooper. He played pretty good whenever he did play. Good arm strength. Like I said earlier, pretty good release. Bad feet mechanics, or foot mechanics, whatever you want to call it. But I do think this is a guy that has some sort of upside just based off mechanics and throw power.
Yeah.
And he's projected potentially round 7 to undrafted. And I think that's pretty good value, especially if you look into this guy some more. I'm pretty sure Chris Sims. He's pretty high up on Chris Sims' board.
Really?
I'm not buying into it that much. Granted, Chris Sims probably knows more than me. But there's probably something there, and I definitely agree with, especially based off of the dip in QB play there. It kind of shows, there's some ability, and obviously the release and decent arm mechanics.
But right here at my number 10, I have Diego Pavia.
Interesting.
So
isn't he 5'9"?
I think he said he was 6 foot. I believe that's at least what I. Let's see. Hold up. Let's see.
Diego Pavia, 5'10", 207.
Oh, bro, that's crazy.
He's got over 9.5-inch hands. He got 9 5/8.
Well,
but he did not do any running at the combine.
Yeah, and also he didn't sign an agent or hire an agent for the draft.
He just getting mentored by Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, which I also thought was a little interesting. But my biggest kind of thing with Pavia here is I don't think he's going to get drafted. He might be an undrafted guy, but I think he'd be interesting as a developmental quarterback potentially.
You think he's going to make a roster?
Potentially, maybe, just if someone gives him a shot, as that third QB on the roster. But it would be kind of interesting to see what he does here. I don't think he was terrible, but he was also not the best at Vandy last year. But I also did see...
he was actually kind of good, though, right? Because he was leading them some good...
Yeah.
Well, they were ranked at one point. They almost made the playoffs.
But
he was up for the Heisman. He's kind of
he's a little head case.
Yeah.
But John Gruden said he liked him a bit. He was talking about him. And he also had a meeting with the Panthers, which I thought was interesting. The Panthers must like their...
the Munchkin quarterbacks.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I was like, maybe someone will take him under as a developmental quarterback, see what they can do. So
maybe, yeah. And now we have the big question. There's been a lot of talk about the Steelers taking a QB at some point in this draft class, even though it's weird. If you think about it, everyone's like, oh, we have Will Howard, blah, blah, blah. And then everyone's like, let's take a quarterback, blah, blah, blah. I'm not really much on the Will Howard train. Give him a shot, whatever. I don't care.
I got my
but I definitely do like some of these prospects more than Will Howard, just based off of physical attributes and intangibles. Because I think Will Howard's a big guy. I don't think his arm's anything special. I don't think he's particularly very mobile. I think he's average on both categories. And there's some of these guys that have better intangibles and similar size here. But who are your best fits at QB for the Steelers?
So,
what are you thinking?
I have two guys who I would take over Will Howard out of this class. And that is Ty Simpson and Drew Aller.
Okay.
The only reason why I didn't, obviously, Mendoza's not going to be a Steeler. That's ridiculous if you think so. I didn't say Carson Beck because I personally don't need, like, a guy with character issues as quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
That's just not a good mix.
We can't have any arrests or any allegations out there, you know?
No, we cannot have that. So that's why I was like, Drew Aller, I think he'll be like you said earlier, he has raw talent. I feel like with Mike McCarthy, he could potentially, mold him into something similar to, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. And a big thing with Mike McCarthy is that's the reason he got brought in here, to find the next franchise quarterback. I don't really think...
He's done it before.
Yeah. You look at Dallas, Dak Prescott played good, and then they put in Cooper Rush, and he played good somehow. And, like I said with Mike McCarthy, especially in this cold kind of weather, we need some guys with big hands. That kind of rules out some people in my mind on this list, especially if their hands aren't particularly big. But I just think McCarthy's been able to at least help quarterbacks or help them develop in the past, and I think that's kind of his main specified role here. Like, that's one of his main goals that he's been employed to do. And with that, based off of talent, I'm combining talent, value, drafts, area. My first pick is Cole Payton out of North Dakota State.
Okay.
I like that size, athleticism, and hand size. And yeah, I think Rodgers going to be back. He's going to sit for a year. I think him and Aller are probably the best guys to have sit for a year, and Aller's my second pick. Of course, I've been talking about him for a couple weeks now.
But you Joe Milton, though.
No. If Joe Milton was in this class, I'd take him. But yeah, I got Cole Payton. I like his, physical attributes and hand size. I think he's a good prospect to sit for a year. He's still pretty raw. Same deal with Aller. I don't think Aller's as fast, but he's got a rocket arm. So those are my QB fits there. I'd be curious to see what kind of range Cole Payton goes in, because
I would say maybe a fifth or sixth round.
Yeah, I think he's around 4 to 5 guy, and I think that's pretty darn good value. Especially,
I think it's fair enough.
We're getting hyped up off of these kind of quarterbacks, but who knows?
Well, there's this.
I think Mike McCarthy's got. I don't know. I think he can figure it out.
Did you see the quarterback who was at Youngstown State? He was one of the best quarterbacks in the NCAA in general.
Mm-mm.
Oh my God, what is his name? Youngstown State. What is his name? Army. Bo Brungard.
Is he in the draft?
No, but he was a demon. He put up 6 touchdowns on RMU.
Wow.
Also Army, but he's a senior now.
He transferred somewhere else, or he's still Youngstown State?
I think he's still at Youngstown State.
Interesting.
He had almost 1,500 rushing yards.
Oh, wow.
27 touchdowns. Passing yards, 3,200 yards, 26 touchdowns. So if you think about it, this dude put up over 50 touchdowns combined on the ground and through the air. So that could be an interesting guy to look out for. And he only threw 3 picks.
If he's going back, it's for the next season.
Yeah, but he's kind of a small guy, 6 foot, 215. So
yeah. Hey, next year's draft class, that's where the heavy hitters are.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see if he falls in there somewhere, but
maybe late rounds. Who knows? See what kind of season he puts up. Now we got our hot takes. Amere, I know you were talking about yours earlier. What do you got?
I know, I've been saying this a lot. I think the Steelers are going to trade. They're going to trade up in the draft or trade back. One of the two. If they really...
I think... Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If they really have a guy that they want, they're going to do it. You know what I mean?
They've been doing that for the past couple of years now.
And I feel like
when
they have
Jones.
Done it, it hasn't panned out well. They
No.
traded up for Bush. Didn't go out well. Traded up for Broderick. Didn't go well. So I think they're going to do it again this year, and they're actually going to hit gold.
Who are they trading up for?
Probably Tyson.
Tyson.
That's what I'm thinking. I've been seeing.
I heard Tyson might slip out of the
Downs.
first round.
I did see something about that because of his injury concerns, but I think they'll still do
Daniel
it.
Jeremiah is not too big of a fan. And he's pretty tapped in. I think.
But, wait, my bad. I have one more thing. And I don't think this is going to happen. I just wanted to add this in because we were talking about quarterbacks. But I saw a mock draft where the Steelers traded back to 32.
For Ty Simpson.
It took Ty Simpson.
Yeah. There we go.
And you know what? The reason why I said that again was because we saw what happened with Jackson Dart last year.
Mm-hmm.
He got picked up at the end of the first round by the Giants. And I was like, wow, Steelers could have totally made that pick. But I don't think Dart would have fit with the system. But
no, I mean, we didn't even get a full year out of him. Or they didn't. I'm still not sold on that whole thing. I do think he played pretty well, but who knows in the long run.
Well, his whole team was hurt.
Yeah.
It's that MetLife turf, man.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Steelers getting that new sod. What's up? They just need a new locker room.
Oh, did you see the new stadium seats, by the way?
Yeah, they put some new ones in.
Yeah, no, they put individual black seats in certain parts. It looks so weird. I'll show you a pic after.
Is it going to draw an image or something?
Well, yeah, it's going to make it when people leave in the high seats, it's going to make it look like
the Steeler logo.
Or it's something weird. I'll show you after.
Okay. But yeah, with your hot take, I think I could see with how many late picks they have, they trade back into the first round for another first round pick. I think they're gonna pray that Vega Wane falls to them at 21. I think that's the surefire best guard pick you can take in this class. And then Jordan Tyson's gonna slip down there, down to the old 32 spot.
But do you think that they will take Tyson at 32 if they trade up back into the first round? Or
probably. There's a world where Tyson falls to them in the second round too.
Which I think that would be a steal.
Oh, for
highway
sure.
robbery.
There's a world where that happens. I say if Tyson falls in the round 2, like he's going to, I wouldn't even trade up. I think you're going to get somebody that's worth taking there in the round 2 spot.
But here's my thing. At what point do you think they go defense in this draft?
Probably round 3.
Because I think they need to go. Needs on that defense.
I think they need to go. That goes in their one question segment. Not talked about weaknesses on the Steelers roster.
I honestly still think it's that linebacker position.
Yep, that's pretty much what I was going to go.
And
linebacker and free safety. I see a lot of drafts and people talking about, I've seen a mock where they take a box safety, and it's like, we need a free safety, my friend, because we got Brisker, box safety, Elliott, box safety. I'm sure one of them can play free safety, but I want a true free safety, ball hawk, fluid mover.
See, that's why I wish the Steelers would have taken Reed Blankenship back then when he was drafted. I was such a big fan of Reed Blankenship coming out of college, and I feel like he would have been a pretty good guy. Yeah. I think he's a free safety for the Eagles there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, those are my two weaknesses I feel like aren't talked about. Linebacker and free safety. I don't really know if there's another one, to be honest. Obviously,
I feel like
guard and tackles talked about.
I feel like the Steelers are in a position where they can become that well-rounded team, but there's just a few small, tweaks they could make just to help that out.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm actually pretty excited for this draft. I hope. I got to figure out a way to watch the draft on class till 9 on Thursday. Brutal. So I got to see how I can somehow watch it. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for the draft. We got almost less than 20 days, actually. We got 2 weeks, something like that. So it's going to be pretty hype. I'm excited.
Pray for me as I try to draft the South Side.
Day. I'm not even going to try and go into the city, man.
It's going to be so bad.
Yeah, I'm not.
I got to leave at 5 a.m. to make it to the facility.
I ain't even going to try, man. Yeah, no way. Not even going to try. But I will. I'm hoping for. We'll see some more top 30 visits get in. Maybe we'll bring in Tyson, Omar Cooper Jr. I'm starting to like Omar Cooper Jr. some more, too.
I saw that. I saw he was rising up a little bit. And then, obviously, freaking Carson back.
The GOAT.
If that happens, Carter, oh, my God.
It's going to be the end.
There may be an episode where we have to crash out, and it actually might just be me crashing out.
I'm cool with him round 5.
No.
Not at all.
I won't touch him with a 10-foot stick, dude. No. No. He's on my no-go list. I know he was ranked a little bit higher on my list, but that's just where his value is, player-wise. But I don't think he would fit with the Steelers, even as Mike McCarthy, likes him. But no.
Yeah, we'll see what transpires. We'll be back with another episode next week. I'm curious when our final mock draft's going to be. I don't know if I want to do 2 in that close proximity.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what we have planned for next episode, but we will see you next week.
See ya.